But that's a part of that trust, because if I move on that broken sentence, if I move on those two words, then I'm working out of myself. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm gone. And then, but if I'm trusting him, I don't, I don't have it. I'm just gonna wait. You wait some more.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's kind of like when you were able to walk and just live in peace
Mm-hmm.
because you have that level of trust for him, even if you're not getting words or like, or
Yes.
instruction or
Mm-hmm.
anything, you still have that trust.
Yeah.
Like, you
It's
know
Yeah.
what I
gonna be
mean?
It
okay.
is that,
One way or another, it's
and
gonna be okay.
what I hold on to, I really believe the Lord is with me at all times. I really believe that. So when I'm in trouble, when things happen, I'm like, Lord, I know you are here, and I'm just gonna wait on you. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. And I have to tell myself that I'm waiting. It don't be like I'm waiting like no, I'm like, I'm waiting.
Here I
I'm
am
not gonna do
waiting.
it. I'm gonna wait. I mean, I go through the motions as well. But the point of the matter is you're still waiting. So if you have to go through it like that, that's okay. I
Mm.
mean, that's not saying that you don't trust. That's not saying you don't believe. That's saying you're waiting.
Ooh, that's ooh.
You saying you're waiting, especially if something really is happening. Girl, my house be so clean. Cause I'm busy,
I
busy, busy,
I
busy,
wish
busy.
I was actually there, but
I
I'm
got
not.
to I got to stay busy, 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 busy till I hear. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. So he's always there. So it's something that you have to relate to when it comes to trust, to hold on, to remind yourself. Because sometimes when trouble come our way, immediately our mind just go all kinds of way. What can I do? Or how terrible this going to be? But it never goes to, Lord, I'm just going to let you handle this.
No, it's how can I fix this?
How can I
What can I
fix?
do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I learned through raising teenagers, and I'm not that I'm arrived because everybody's at a level.
Right.
But man, when I had raising kids, and there was, or and I tend to be the one to think the worst case scenario and outthink the whole future of certain decisions that they may make.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really be a hands-on mom. I don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
helicopter mom. They call me hands-on mom. Um, but even as adults, and they were they have actually recently come to me and was like, "Mom, you just don't seem like you're. We're so used to being so hands-on and like almost like invasive over in our lives." And I kind of thought about what they were saying, and now I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, well, I mean, I still want to know what's going on and involved. And I was like, but I have a level of trust for you guys, first of
Mm-hmm.
all. And secondly, I have learned through you guys being teenagers that I have to just give it to the Lord
Yeah.
because, I mean, in the beginning, my first one, when she first turned into adult or teenager, where she was 18 and I had no
Mm-hmm.
control, and I was so worried about the situations that she was in and getting herself into that it literally, like, I was so stressed. I mean, I was so thinking about what could be or what
Yeah.
could happen and worrying and worrying and worrying that I had to take it. Like I was just keeping myself up all night and thinking,
Oh,
thinking, thinking,
yeah.
thinking, thinking, thinking. And I took it to the altar at church one evening and I just was weeping like I cannot continue to carry this. Like this
Mm-hmm.
stress is going to kill me. Like
Yeah.
I'm showing up over there at their house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming and doing pop-ups. I'm over there crying. I'm on, you know what I mean? And I actually came and seen you guys for the first time when you guys first got this visit here. I don't, or
Okay.
got this, when you guys first got this building.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Amanda's office, but it was just like two old couches in there. You remember
Right.
that?
Yeah.
Facing each other? And I had been kind of away from I don't want to say away from the Lord, but not as close as I had once been.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had to call for some backup or some help. So I called Amanda crying, Lord, Amanda, she's always the one I call when I'm crying.
Yeah.
And I told her what's going on. And I was like, there was a level of embarrassment, because I don't want people to know or think bad of her,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not that I care what they think of me, but I was so scared. I got to the point where I didn't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to take this somewhere to help somebody help me with this.
Yeah.
And I just came in here to you and Miss Jackie, Teresa, and Amanda. It was you three.
Mm-hmm.
And I just bawled.
Always those 3.
And I
Mhm.
said, this is what's going on. Nobody knows. I'm hiding it from my old man that, I was
Mhm.
with because I didn't want to hear his mouth about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a struggle in itself. And so anyways, I said all that to say this. I went to church and I gave it to the Lord, and I felt a release whenever I
Yeah.
went to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
But going from that one to the next one to the next one, and then having grandchildren, and then they're having delivering babies and going through all the different things. I feel like I've come to a place where I don't have to helicopter mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that I don't care, or it's not that I don't want to be involved, or I'm not involved. I'm involved, but I have a different stance
Right.
because I
Mhm.
have, and just in that area at least, I have like learned that I can't do this on my
Right.
own.
And you trust in the Lord
I
with
have
them.
to trust
Yeah.
the Lord with this
Mhm.
because otherwise it's going to drive me insane.
Exactly.
So to them, it comes off as she don't love us like she used to.
Too.
But I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I love you more than I ever have. It's just that my level of, I have learned to just say, the Lord's going to have to deal with this, and
Right.
you're going to handle it. And
Mhm.
he wants good for me,
Mhm.
and he wants to bless my seed, and
Right.
he's going to guide this, and all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. And I do
Exactly.
love the Lord, so if something bad happens, I trust that there was some good that is going to come from it, or
Mhm.
some reason behind it that the Lord knew ahead of time,
Mhm.
right? Like when Bryce broke his arm, and I literally had just went and prayed in his room over his bed like an hour before it happened.
Oh wow.
I anointed his bed. I went in there and prayed over his
Mm.
room, everything like that. Hour later, I got a call. Bryce broke his arm. We're on the way to
Yeah.
the ER. And it was a skiing accident, which could have been so much
So much
worse.
worse.
Could have been a head injury, or could have been,
Well,
It's so
he was
much
about
worse.
to go into that different job.
he was
just
getting
about
ready to go
take,
into
and
a
that
different
could have
job that he
been
couldn't take.
Yeah,
It
that
could
could
have
have been.
prevented him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.